Hello, I'm Tactical Pascal, welcome to the channel. I hope this finds you all safe and well. Now, as the title says, forget about the Mach Loop, we've got some more loops for you down in New Zealand. Let's get cracking. I mean, I'll try not to crash into you, but I'm not promising a thing. I was joined on the loops by my good friend Pyles. Now, we have three loops that we flew. We've got the Queen's Loop, the Earnslaw Loop, and the Paradise Loop, named by us because, well, we flew them and named them. So I'll leave this map up for a minute and I'll include a link to this in the description below. You can find Queenstown Airport. It's in Frankton, Otago, New Zealand, which is November Zulu, Quebec, November for the ICAO code. So we're going to take off and we're going to fly down towards the Queen's Loop and just follow the valley through. It's longer than the Mach Loop and it's better than the Mach Loop. Right, I'll follow you in. Let's go. Nice easy turn to begin. Now I've got a rough overlay in the bottom right of our route through the Queen's Loop. You can see it is quite a long route compared to the Mach Loop, and obviously the other two are even longer. So we're flying through and Pyles says we're a little bit high, so we decided to descend down a little low level. I tried to stay behind him, but I got distracted by nearly crashing into the mountains, so I do lose sight of him later on in the video. But for now, it's just follow the leader through the valleys. And again, flying at low level in Simulator, in Microsoft Flight Simulator rather, it's fantastic. I mean, there's nothing quite like it. For this flight, we're using the Hawk T1A from Just Flight. You can find that on the Just Flight store. I'll include a link for that in the description below as well. It's fantastic. I've been on the Hawk in real life a couple of times and it's an absolute blast to fly around in. I'm not a pilot, I'm a flight controller, but I have been self-loading baggage on missions where we've been flying the Hawk in and around the place, so it's pretty cool. But again, we're just diving down here low level, trying to stick in the valleys. It does look very similar to North Wales, the New Zealand terrain, albeit with less sheep and orcs knocking about the place to beat you up. But it's a very, very pretty route on Queen's. There's only a few danger areas really. The rest of it is quite open valleys, but you can get down in and follow the rivers for the most part. For most of the Queen's Loop, we try and stick around 450 knots, so there are parts where we speed up and we have to slow down for certain corners. That was an unannounced turn from Pyles. I thought he was going to go left, but then I remembered where we were on the map, which is why I get perilously close to the terrain here, because I wasn't paying attention. I'm blaming Pyles because he didn't call that turn, but still. This is where I lose sight of him, so I'll level the wings, then I'm going to have a little look at the right hand side, look up, you know, there he is right in front of me. This is almost I knew where he was. That's why I'd slowed right down there to 350, just to give him a chance to score out in front. So we're continuing on the loop. We pass out of the valley into the sort of low open area, the floodplain coming down from the mountains. And then we get into the mountains, which is the only real danger point. There's one really sharp turn, then you got to go up and over the mountains. But it's a very good loop, the Queen's Loop. Again, it was just something... I thought, that looks good. I was looking at Navigraph maps and charts and I thought, this looks like a good little loop to fly. So we're back up to speed. We're opening up the taps a little bit, pushing up towards 500 knots as we cross down through the floodplain. Again, it looks absolutely stunning. This is the updated scenery from Flight Simulator, the latest world update, and I've got the latest update of the Hawk. We're flying this. We're flying using 100 squadron liveries. Certainly I am the Black Hawk, as we roll on down towards the danger bits of the trip. So we can see up ahead the sharp right turn we're going to be making. I've got the speed brake out to bring the speed down so I can make it. So dropping down from 500 knots, passing 450. Pyles has started the turn, so I'm going to shadow that as we miss the cliff and go over the bluff. Around the corner we go, and then we head essentially uphill for a little bit. This is where I overtake Pyles, I think. Yeah, I was overcooking it a little bit. So again, I'm looking at Pyles, not paying attention where I'm going, almost wind up in a Yeti's back garden, but we're good. I say Yeti, big face. Good old big faces. Alpine ski resort. So we crack on up the valley again, because I was a little bit distracted. I lost sight of Pyles, which is never a good thing to do when you're flying low level as a pair through a valley. So I just decided I'll keep going. I'll start to take the lead. I think he calls tally on me, or visual on me rather, and I tell him just to fall behind me, and then I'll take the lead as we go up towards the point where the 3 loops converge. So they all meet at various parts of this mountain and diving down into the massive valley. So we're climbing up, we've got the speed. Sharp left turn. Oh, sharp right turn even. I always go left and get lost. So sharp right turn, then we're going to continue up and over the crutch of the hill. So putting the coals on, getting the speed up, we're at 400 knots. That's plenty to get up this gentle incline. We're going to keep going up, and then we're going to roll inverteds and dive down into the valley below. And roll and up and over. Now I've not tried this yet in VR because I can never sort my Flight Simulator VR. I've got a Quest 2, so in the comments below post the link to anything you know that makes it not shimmery and jumpy. I'm fine with DCS, I've sorted that out, an absolute treat, especially the new multi-threading, but for Flight Sim I just can't get this to look the way I want it to in Flight Sim. It's just not as good, but I mean this would be a great route to fly in VR. It's absolutely stunning bombing around New Zealand. And in VR it'd be even better, so yeah. Link in the description below if you know of a good settings video, because I'm frustrated that I don't have one. So we're breaking down onto the flat plains again, out towards all the rivers at the moment are frozen. We're just going to head out towards the open grasslands. Now this is the bit where you can put the speed on, you can chill out, have a little chat, it's less worrying. You're not going to smash straight into a mountain, but you're still looking out for things as you're going down. Pyles is behind me, and he's just following as we go. You can see on the route map on the bottom right there where the Queen's Loop meets onto our Red Loop. I always forget the names of them. The Ern's Law Loop, that's named because it's either the town or a river that Pyles found. So I found the Queen's Loop, and then Pyles went and expanded it to include the Ern's Law and the Paradise. Now the Paradise Loop is the green loop, that's the longest one, that follows the Paradise River up to the north there. But all these routes come down similar, down this sort of open valley back towards Queenstown. The airport itself is absolutely fantastic. You can download an upgraded version of it on the Microsoft Flight Sim store. We've just got the default one installed for this. But like I said earlier, this is the train and it looks absolutely fantastic when you're flying down these valleys. Look behind for Pyles, see if I can see him. Nothing. He is back there, trust me, he's not crashed down a mountain. That's normally my raison d'etre. So coming down towards the last little part of the loop, we've got the hairpin turn coming up ahead shortly. I'm aware that that is a bit where I need to slow down, about 350, so I'm just clipping along at 450 knots. Gentle banking turns in, and the Hawk from Just Flight it's a great flight model. It handles really well. If you're gentle, if you throw it around, it will not feel comfortable to fly. The flight model will see mod, but if you're nice and smooth with those inputs, it's an absolutely excellent fast jet to fly. Not great with your navigation. You can have the GPS on and the sight and things like that, but I prefer to have the Hawk clean, so to speak. But it's not got a great navigation system when you compare it to things like the F-35, obviously, because the Hawk is much, much, much older. But it is an absolute joy to fly. So we're coming up towards the hairpin, so it's going to be a hard left turn very soon. So I'm aware of that, so we're up at 550 knots. I say to Pyles, as I get to these trees on the nose, I'm going to start bringing the speed back, get the brake out, and then we're going to do a hard left turn. So the trees on the right hand side, that is my cue to get the speed brake out about now. There she goes, big noisy thing, and then it's a hard left. Speed coming down all the way. Once we start to make the turn, there's 360 knots. Keep it around about there. Rolling in, it was about a 5G turn. Then we're going to go hard right again, up to 7G. Banking in, and then leveling off. That's the hardest turn done on this course. All that's left is to put the speed on, fly down a couple of more turns back towards Queens, flying over what is just sandy terrain there. I don't know why it's sandy, there's no ocean near that part of the world. well, this part of New Zealand. Obviously, New Zealand is surrounded by ocean. So we come hard left, in between the valleys, and these bald hills, I don't know if that was because my sim wasn't loading the trees in, or if they are actually bald, because there's some trees there on the nose, as we can see. I'm not sure if they're designed to be bald, but if they are, then this is the Bald Pass. There we go. We will create names for each of these turns and areas eventually. But like I said, I'll include a link in the description of the Big Face Flying Club loops in New Zealand. Big face as in Bigfoot, because, yeah, he's got a big face. So heading down, back down towards the end of the loop, we're heading down towards Queenstown, and then after this, Pyles and I, we continue on our merry way, and I think we go off and do the Earnslaw straight after this, and then we come back later, and we have a bit of a dogfight over the airport, which was a lot of fun. If you do like Flight Sim, if you like content like this, of course, hit that like button. If you do fancy supporting the channel, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to support something even better than me, it's Warbird Coffee, and I'll link that in the description. So if you like coffee, you like helping restore warbirds, get some Warbird Coffee down your neck. It's fan-dabby-tastic. Right, approaching the end of the loop, we pass over the small lake. Now you can go left of the ridge there and route round, but I just decided to go straight for the airport. Speed brake coming out, and we'll let Pyles take the lead back as we go into the Earnslaw. It's coming any second past me. There he is, crossing left to right. So calls go on, and then we go off and fall around. That is the Queen's Loop in New Zealand. Longer, better, and more dangerous than the Mach Loop in North Wales, apart from the fact there are no orcs and dragons in New Zealand, unless you believe Lord of the Rings. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, Tactical Pascal, out. Oh, we got the overshoot! We got the overshoot! I'll use gravity to climb to the speed as well. Oh, that's nice. Oh no, did you crash?